The theater hums with anticipation as the lights slowly fade. Thousands of eyes focus on the center of the America's Got Talent, the champion stage. From the shadows, a modest figure steps forward. Marcelito Pomoy walks calmly, almost shyly, wearing a simple suit that reflects his humble personality rather than showbiz flash. There is no dramatic pose, no bold confidence, just a man carrying a lifetime of hope. The audience offers polite applause. Some smile kindly, others whisper, trying to guess what kind of act he might be. On the judges' panel, Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, arms folded, his expression neutral but observant. He has seen thousands of performers, heard countless voices. Very few surprise him anymore. Terry Crews steps forward with his microphone, his voice warm and encouraging. "So, Marcelito," he asks, "tell us about yourself." Marcelito takes a deep breath before answering. His voice is soft, respectful. "I am from the Philippines," he says, his accent gentle but confident. "I sing to give my family a better life." The audience responds with a warmer round of applause this time. There is something sincere in his words. Simon tilts his head slightly, interest beginning to spark. "What brings you back to this stage?" Simon asks. Marcelito smiles nervously. "This is my dream, sir. I want to show the world what I can do." The lights dim further, wrapping the stage in a quiet stillness. The band prepares. A hush falls over the crowd, the kind that only comes before something meaningful. No one knows it yet, but this moment, this calm, unassuming entrance, is the breath before the storm. As the first note is about to play, Simon leans forward, curiosity replacing skepticism. Somewhere in the audience, a child grips their seat in excitement. America waits, unaware that in just moments, they are about to witness something unforgettable. The opening note flows gently from the orchestra, smooth and controlled. Marcelito closes his eyes for a brief moment, centering himself. When he opens his mouth, a rich, deep male voice pours into the theater, strong, emotional, and perfectly steady. It isn't loud for the sake of power, it's measured, heartfelt, and full of soul. The audience leans in. Conversations stop. Phones lower. The sound carries through the hall like a warm wave, wrapping around every listener. This is no ordinary singer. His voice holds pain, hope, and history, as if each note is telling a story far bigger than the stage itself. On the judges' panel, Howie Mandel raises his eyebrows slightly, surprised. Heidi Klum nods slowly, already drawn in by the purity of the tone. Simon Cowell remains quiet, his eyes fixed on Marcelito, analyzing every note. He doesn't smile, but he doesn't look away either. Marcelito stands still, hands gently clasped, allowing the voice to do all the work. The lyrics rise and fall with precision, his breath control flawless. The audience begins to clap softly in rhythm, some swaying in their seats. This is the sound of a seasoned vocalist, confident, controlled, and undeniably skilled. Simon shifts forward in his chair. His posture changes. This is no longer casual listening, this is professional attention. He glances at the other judges, then back to the stage, as if silently asking, "Is this going where I think it's going?" As Marcelito reaches the end of the verse, he lifts his head slightly, eyes opening toward the lights. The final note of the phrase hangs in the air, clean and powerful. Applause begins to rise, but then something changes, subtle, almost imperceptible. The music pauses for half a second. Marcelito takes a breath. The audience doesn't know it yet, but this voice, the one they're applauding, is only half the story. There is a brief silence, just long enough to make the audience wonder what comes next. The orchestra resumes, softer now, almost cautious. Marcelito's posture shifts slightly. He lifts his chin, his expression focused, almost transformed. Then he sings again. This time, the sound is completely different. A pure, soaring female soprano fills the theater, light, emotional, and breathtakingly clear. For a split second, the audience freezes, unsure if what they are hearing is real. Then the realization hits all at once. Gasps echo across the hall. Hands fly to mouths. People sit up straight, eyes wide in disbelief. A ripple of shock spreads from the front rows to the back. Some audience members stand without realizing it, drawn up by the sheer impossibility of the sound. On the judges' panel, Heidi Klum covers her mouth, her eyes shining. Howie Mandel leans forward, shaking his head in disbelief. Simon Cowell's reaction is immediate. His eyes widen, his arms drop, and for once, he is completely speechless. Marcelito continues, his voice floating effortlessly above the music. The soprano tone is not forced or artificial, it is controlled, emotional, and technically perfect. Every note lands exactly where it should, as if sung by a completely different person. The camera cuts to the audience, people pointing at the stage, whispering, laughing in shock. Some shake their heads, repeating, "No way." Others clap between phrases, unable to hold back their excitement. Then, without warning, Marcelito switches back, male voice, strong and grounded, then returns again to the female voice, smooth as silk. The transitions are seamless. No pause. No struggle. The theater erupts in applause mid-performance. Simon leans back, stunned, a slow smile forming on his face. This is no gimmick. This is something he has never seen before. The impossible is happening right in front of him. And America knows it. As the music softens, the crowd is already on its feet, applauding even before the song ends. Marcelito holds his final note, pure, controlled, and emotional, then lets it fade gently into silence. For a brief moment, the entire theater is quiet, as if everyone needs a second to process what they have just witnessed. Then the explosion comes. The audience erupts in thunderous applause. Cheers echo from every corner of the hall. People shout his name. Some laugh in disbelief, others wipe away tears. The energy is electric. Simon Cowell slowly stands up. This alone sends another wave of excitement through the crowd. Simon does not stand easily. When he does, it means something extraordinary has happened. He looks at Marcelito, shaking his head with a mixture of shock and admiration. "I don't know what just happened," Simon begins, pausing as the audience cheers again. "I mean that as the highest compliment." Marcelito stands quietly, hands clasped, his chest rising as he catches his breath. His eyes are focused on Simon, waiting. "I have judged singers for decades," Simon continues. "I have never, ever, heard anything like this. That was unbelievable." The crowd roars again. Simon points toward the stage. "This is not a trick. This is not technology. This is pure talent. And you did it effortlessly." He glances at the other judges, who are nodding in agreement. Heidi smiles warmly, her eyes still wide with amazement. Howie claps continuously, laughing as he shakes his head. Simon turns back to Marcelito. "You didn't just sing a song," he says. "You created a moment. And moments like this are why this show exists." Marcelito bows his head slightly, emotion visible on his face. His eyes glisten, overwhelmed by the reaction. Simon finishes with a rare smile. "America is going to remember you." The audience cheers louder than ever, and in that moment, it is clear, this performance has changed everything. The applause refuses to fade. Even as the music ends completely, the crowd continues cheering, clapping, and chanting Marcelito's name. The energy in the theater feels bigger than the room itself, as if the moment is spilling beyond the walls and across the country. Marcelito stands at center stage, overwhelmed. His shoulders rise and fall as he breathes deeply, trying to absorb what has just happened. He looks out at the audience, thousands of faces standing, smiling, cheering for him. And his eyes fill with tears. This is more than applause. This is recognition. Terry Crews steps forward, laughing in amazement. "America," he says, raising his voice over the noise, "did you expect that?" The crowd responds with a deafening roar of laughter and cheers. The judges cast their votes, each one praising Marcelito's once-in-a-lifetime ability. But the reaction goes far beyond the panel. Cameras capture audience members shaking their heads, pointing at the stage, hugging strangers beside them. Some are already pulling out their phones, knowing they've just witnessed something unforgettable. Simon Cowell speaks one final time, his voice calm but certain. "This is what Champions is about," he says. "The best of the best. And tonight, you proved you belong here." Marcelito places a hand over his heart and bows deeply. "Thank you," he says softly. "This is for my family, and for my country." The Filipino flag appears on screens in the audience. Cheers grow even louder. Somewhere across America, and around the world, millions watching at home sit stunned in their living rooms, replaying the moment in disbelief. As the camera pulls back, the stage lights glow brighter, framing Marcelito in gold. A humble singer from the Philippines has just done the impossible. And in one unforgettable night, Marcelito Pomoy didn't just perform. He shocked America.